picture this. You're in a city that has over 200,000 people in it and vastly growing. You take a walk down the main road, you see a picture of a skateboarder on the wall done by the city. You go a little bit further, you go to the bus stop, another picture of a skateboarder. You go even further than that, you see a skate shop. You'd probably assume there's a skate park somewhere. Well, Wollongong is that city and it does not have a skate park and has never had one. Well, technically right now it has this pop-up skate park, but it might as well not be there. Luckily, you'll be glad to hear that in the year of 2026, the council has made plans to build a skate park here, but not if this group of people get their way. See, they claim to not be against having a skate park here. They just don't want it in their backyard.
Plans to build a skate park in Wollongong CBD has been met with strong pushback. Friends of MacCabe Park believe it should be built somewhere else in the city because they're concerned the impacts the development could have on the green space.
Now, I think the true enemy of green space is car infrastructure, not skate parks at all. But we'll come back to that idea. First, let's talk about who these people are. Well, they're just a little band of concerned Wollongong citizens that have made a little organization in response to the news of the skate park being built. This group was recently interviewed in an article here where they go through their main counterpoints for the skate park. And let's give them a fair chance. We'll go through their points and see what they have to say. Their opening statement is implying that people don't want the skate park, saying that out of the 20 people who wrote in for submissions, 95% of them didn't want it. Now, they're really twisting the truth here because there was 1,700 submissions for the skate park, and out of those, 86% of them were for or neutral on the skate park. Only 14% were against it. They're trying to make out these 20 submissions out of 1,700 represent the entire community. Why should those 20 voices outweigh the other 1,680 voices? The next claim against the skate park is that they believe the space needs to be kept to be a kind of tranquil, quiet, relaxing area, and the skate park is somehow going to ruin that. I'd be willing to bet that these people have never been to a skate park, especially since there's none here locally. And funnily enough, the way they describe wanting this park to be is exactly how I would describe a skate park for me. But from my experience, what changes that vibe from a skate park is the location that it's put. As when you push a skate park way out of the city into the horrible parts, or put it under a loud highway or something, that's when a skate park is not tranquil or nice to be in. And that's what this group wants to do. They want to push it out of the city into a worse place to be, which I believe is very unfair. Nike did a great ad campaign back in the day where they talked about this double standard and how skaters really get the short hand of the stick. No other sport gets treated so poorly that their facilities get put in such horrible places. The people of Wollongong deserve to have a skate park that's accessible and a nice place to be. And if you design the skate park right, the noise will not be a problem to other park users. I've been to plenty of other parks that share the land with a skate park, and the skate park, you usually can't hear it at all from the rest of the park. The design for this park hasn't even come out yet, so there's no way for them to know what it's going to be like. The next argument against it is they're claiming it's a huge skate park, saying that people need to realize how big this piece of concrete is. For a city this size, a skate park this big is quite small. If you just count one of the 2 car parks that are already in this park, they take up a lot more space than the skate park will already, and they're filled with asphalt. Honestly, I think this argument should be used that the park should be bigger than they planned. Where I just came from, the skate park they're building there is 3 times bigger for the same size population. For a new skate park design, the Wollongong one is pretty small, and they should count their blessings. It's not any bigger. The next thing they're worried about is the fact that it's going to take space away from events. Straight away, I'm pretty skeptical of this photo because it kind of looks a little AI generated. Well, if it's not, it's a film photo, which makes me think it's really old. I also find it very interesting they didn't say what event this is or list any examples of events. But that being said, I do believe there will be events here. But how often is the space being used for events? Say it hosts 20 events a year. That's still 340 days it's not being used for anything else. And there will still be plenty of space in this park with this relatively small skate park in there. And you can just design your event around the space you have. Their biggest claim against this park is that it is taking away green space from the city, which in turn will make things like the heat island effect worse, heating up the city, and it's something that you can't get back easily. I just think this group's a little misguided and they're targeting the wrong place. And to prove that, we're going to play a quick game with the rest of the points they have against the skate park. We're going to compare which one has more of an effect, the skate park or car infrastructure and cars in general. First up is noise. Now, skate parks can be noisy, especially the clack of a skateboard. Sometimes they can really carry. Now, luckily, if you design a skate park well, you can counter this. And even better, you usually counter it with greenery, with trees, bushes, sometimes some barriers or something like that. You can quieten down the skate park. And this also makes it blend in with the green space even more. So it's a win all around. Now, in comparison, cars are so much noisier. The reason people think cities are loud is because of cars. And Wollongong is a great example of this because one street alone has 3 levels of noise, and the only difference between them is where the cars are there. If you go to the center of Crown Street in the middle of the city, it's a pedestrian street, and it is lovely and quiet all times of the day. It's amazing. Go up the street a little bit more though to where it's just a road, and it is so loud and uncomfortable and gross. The only difference there is that there is a 4-lane road, and it's not even that busy most of the time. It's usually just a couple cars. The third one is lower down the street. They've half pedestrianized it a little bit, and it's somewhere in the middle. It's a lot quieter than the other end. The skatepark will never be anywhere near as loud as the average road in Wollongong. So if you do want to make it quieter, you'll be trying to expand the pedestrianized zones of Wollongong. Next, it's wasted green space. They really want to show how much of this green area has been taken away by the skate park. Now, do I even need to bring up how much green space has been taken away just for car infrastructure? Just for car parks. In this park alone, the car park is twice as big as the skate park is going to be. And that is before, I'm sure they plan to expand it when they do the upgrade to the whole park. And there I'm taking a page out of their book and getting mad about a design that doesn't even exist yet. What do you think is a better use of green space? A place for random people to leave their car all day, or a place for people to go and do things? Focusing on car infrastructure, there is so much room to add green space. There's so many places wasted for car parks and unnecessary lanes. You could fill in so many trees, so many little parks everywhere, and do so much more good for the city than blocking the skate park. And you might be thinking you really need this car infrastructure for the city to function, but it has been proven for so long now that building more car infrastructure just increases demand and makes everything worse. You need to focus on viable alternatives to driving a personal car. It's the only way to fix traffic and to make cities better. The final point I want to compare is the heat island effect. This is what they're worried about the skate park's going to do. Now again, the number one thing requested for the skate park was shades. I'm sure it's going to be shaded, but also the car park takes up twice as much space in this park alone already. You can do a lot more good just by getting rid of that car park rather than blocking the new skate park. But also comparing it to cars are the reason the heat island effect exist. You would cool the city so much more by focusing on the huge waste of space that is most of the 4-lane roads in this city. That won't just cool the city too, it'll also bring a whole lot of life to it. This city is like a textbook example of how that works. The final statement made in this article is essentially asking you to think of the children, think of the damage this will do to the future generations, which is just so disingenuous, man. I don't know how you do the mental gymnastics to think you're helping future generations by blocking a public space that everyone will be able to use. If they really wanted to help the future generations of Wollongong here, they would be focused on the car infrastructure, improving public transit, and giving space back to the people. They keep complaining about how this park has been in plans for like 15 years or something, yet they're trying to hold it up. The first bit that's happening, it really makes no sense. And that's why it's so clear to me that they don't give a shit about any of this stuff, man. They just don't want a skate park in their neighborhood. And that's because they have a completely wrong perspective of what a skate park is and who the people are that go to one. And luckily though, it appears the council isn't taking these guys seriously at all. They have a protest coming up, which I think will be quite interesting to see. We'll see how that goes. But the council seems pretty set on building a skate park. I wouldn't lower your guard though, and I'm definitely not going to, because this exact tactic has worked in the past. In particular, over in New York City, they had plans to build a new skate park in Brooklyn Park, and a bunch of people using the exact same name format and the same arguments managed to halve the size of the skate park they built there. Now, what they ended up getting is still a pretty cool park, and I think it's going to be quite nice, but it just shows the dangers of not paying attention to this stuff, man. Imagine how much better that park would have been if it was twice as big. What I really want to do here is encourage you all to get involved with your local council area, especially anything to do with the skate park, because people like this have a much louder voice. They've got the time, they'll be there. I know most of you guys, you've got kids, you've got work. Make sure you look into these things and get your voice heard there, because you start on a back foot because these people have so much time and they have so many strategies to block anything good from happening. The next generation needs us to speak for them. But anyway, that's it. Just wanted to bring your attention to this and complain about these dog shit arguments against the only lot of hope I have in this city right now. So yeah, thanks so much to my patrons and members for helping me make these videos. And go for a skate today. I'll see you out there.